Theaters nationwide haven't seen an audience since last March, just like the Stockton Civic Theater behind me. However, on April 3rd, one surprise performance in New York has theater fans everywhere feeling excited about the return of live performances. Question: what do Nyan Cat and Disaster Girl have in common? The answer: both sold for over hundreds of thousands of dollars this year. A fungible asset is something with units that is interchangeable. Like how you can exchange this $20 bill for two tens, value unaffected. Now, while live performances are certainly not a day away, one thing is for sure: when they do return, there won't be a dry eye in the house. Going from the energy and excitement of a full classroom to the everyday confines of our own homes. According to the Department of Defense, there were 2,500 soldiers in the country when President Biden took office, all of whom he vowed to bring home by September 11th. On top of visiting key swing states, the Biden campaign is taking to new worlds. Virtual ones, that is. In an attempt to appeal to younger voters, campaign officials are using Animal Crossing New Horizons to their benefit. As a player and a longtime fan of the franchise, I had to see what was going on. This was what I found. Theaters nationwide haven't seen an audience since last March, just like the Stockton Civic Theater behind me. However, on April 3rd, one surprise performance in New York has theater fans everywhere feeling excited about the return of live performances. For 36 minutes, Broadway's St. James Theater sprang to life with performances by Tony winners Savion Glover and Nathan Lane. Among the 150 audience members in attendance was Julie James. James is the program director for SiriusXM's On Broadway and Met Opera stations, along with the host of Broadway Names with Julie James. She told me about her experience over Zoom.
We actually didn't know what the performance was when we showed up. It wasn't pre-announced. But as I joked with a friend, it could have been starring the Trash Can from 42nd and 9th, and I would have been there, because there was just something about being in a Broadway theater again for the first time. It was like really cool to see with fresh new eyes and be really grateful to notice everything that you had been missing.
Her favorite part? Interacting with theater staff.
That was so special, just to see the smiles on some of their faces, even as they were, checking tickets and things like that. That brought me a lot of joy right there.
Now, while live performances are certainly not a day away, one thing is for sure: when they do return, there won't be a dry eye in the house. In Stockton for State of Events, this is Christina Holiday. Question: what do Nyan Cat and Disaster Girl have in common? The answer: both sold for over hundreds of thousands of dollars this year. Now, you might be wondering, if the images were sold, why are they still available online? That's because only the original files were sold in the form of a non-fungible token, or NFT for short. According to the BBC, a fungible asset is something with units that is interchangeable. Like how you can exchange this $20 bill for two tens, value unaffected. NFTs, however, are different because they are one-of-a-kind digital files. They utilize what's called blockchain technology, as San Francisco State Business Communications professor Paul Glanting explains.
So if I send you a PDF right now, you have the PDF and I still have the PDF. So now two exist, right? And if you send that to your friend, we both have it and they have it, and now three of them exist. Or things like cryptocurrency and NFTs basically make it so it's difficult for replicate. You can't replicate, right? It's one of a kind.
And as they gain popularity among the art and music worlds, Glanting points out a particular area of interest.
I think it's fascinating. I think that regardless of whether or not NFTs are here to stay, I hope at least they are challenging the way we think about what we consume.
For State of Events, this is Christina Holiday. In a year unlike any other, distance learning has taken its toll on students everywhere, going from the energy and excitement of a full classroom to the everyday confines of our own homes. As San Francisco State prepares to reopen for fall, I caught up with some students, past and present, about their online learning experiences. Stephanie Martin was teaching an EXCO class on superheroes last spring, recounting how she kept it going.
Every Thursday, was able to set up something very simple for my students. I had them still do their final, which was they had to pick a hero or a villain. And they had to convince me if it was a villain, how they're a hero. And if they were a hero, how are they a villain?
For Catherine Leach, access to campus resources were very important to her.
It's also, not having the library staff to help you, use this computer or find this book. And it's like, when you're confused and you can't get your teacher's office hours, it's figuring out how to get to tutoring and things like that.
And for 2020 graduate Liz Alvarez, she was incredibly grateful to her professors.
My professors, I can say, were very flexible with like deadlines and turning things in at the end of the semester, taking our time. I think that's what really helped us, is the professors being very, very helpful.
For State of Events, this is Christina Holiday.